That's good though.
Okay, we're live. Hooray. Hello, hello. We're excited for a fun night. We're small but mighty tonight. Is that going to be too annoying with that light there in the back? I think it's going to have to do. We're going to go with it, right?
Yep.
So we are excited to be here. Oh, Debbie must have went out to get her phone or something.
I don't know what.
So,
Yeah.
So let's get rocking and rolling, should we? Should we celebrate? Like, what have we got going? We celebrating any fun things? Should we? Should we celebrate? Like, what have we got going? We celebrating any fun things this week? Good evening.
Yes,
Yeah, what are we celebrating, Teresa?
I'm on a mission, I'm on a mission,
On a mission,
doing
absolutely.
30-10,
30-10.
30-10,
And how many faces you already got done?
9.
9 faces, woohoo! That's awesome.
That's really great.
Got-
Momentum,
Yeah, it's going,
yeah.
booking off of that.
And you got parties, I know you
Perfect.
got parties in
Yes,
your
I
books.
got books, I've got facials booked and parties booked.
Awesome. Yeah, very good. And Abby, I know you got bases. Awesome. Yeah, very good. And Abby, I know you got bases that you already done too.
Yes, and I got some faces this weekend, and I got some holiday stuff out there that's having a good return back, so I gotta keep pushing that, so yeah.
Yay, that's exciting. You had a guest last week. You booked a guest last week. That's so good. Okay, do you know how many faces you have so far? Have you,
Just for November,
uh-huh,
4.
4? I was thinking maybe it was more than that, but I should give you the tracking sheet. Have I put, I don't think I put
I've
that. Did I
seen
send it to you?
Yeah, cause I think it was in the email with Stacy's, yeah. so
Okay.
I have it.
Okay.
Just say I have a spare if you want.
Well, the whole like 10, career calls scared me, so.
Cool.
That's
Just
what I'm
go hand
like,
in hand.
what's your,
Show
what's
the
your?
product.
Yeah, tell the
Share.
story, yeah. Well, that's what we do. We
Full
play show and
circle.
tell. Show the product, tell the story. That's what we do.
Have a red jacket.
Some say yes, some say
Yes.
no, some say I don't know. It's okay. Really, what our job is, I
You
think
can
that
either be
is,
with me or help me.
right. And you know,
Verbally, well,
one of my philosophies early on, one of the things that I always thought was to do is to share with everybody the facts, whether I thought they were gonna be interested or not, because even if they aren't, that's okay, they might know somebody. But I always had it in my mind, but what if she showed up on the arm with somebody else? Or what if her sister recruits tomorrow and then she has to go with her sister as a customer?
Happened with me.
What?
Somebody was pursuing me
Oh,
and Melinda decided to sign up.
yeah. Right,
So it does happen. And she was
Right.
doing everything right.
right.
So,
But she didn't share the marketing plan with you.
no. She hadn't
I
yet.
don't know if you would have, do you think you would have signed up? You might have been a
I
home.
might have, I don't know. I don't think so.
Well, it doesn't even matter.
I don't know.
because
Yeah, I was newly married. I was into being married.
That was 25 years ago.
Right, right.
But it does,
I
you know,
know a
so if
couple
you
of
think
them.
about that, and you think about, how would I feel if I saw her come in with someone else? Or how would I feel if she calls me tomorrow and says her mom or her sister, her best friend signed up, and I didn't share the facts with her? I mean, that still could happen, and that would be fine, but I think it's just thinking through that process, that sometimes I think we make things harder than it really actually has to be. It's, our products are amazing, we've got the most amazing products, and I think one of the things that I took away from Fall Advance the most was to be unapologetically bold with our business, that we've got the best products on the market, we've got the best company to support us, a company that is debt-free, has chosen to do things the way that we have so that we can have the opportunities and the support that we need. So, exciting.
Yes.
Did you wanna?
I have exciting news to share with you. If you participated in the Preferred Customer Program, they are starting to mail out. And the really exciting thing that I have to tell you that's in here, I didn't know, we never know what it's gonna be, what the sample's gonna be. But there's definitely a reason to call each and every one of your customers, because they get their very own sample of the Chroma Fusion. This look, that's on this page.
So
that I think
page
she's wearing.
6, page
Um,
5.
It's on page 7, between
Okay,
6
6
and
and 7.
7. So exciting, so exciting. So
That's a great sample.
it is. We haven't had an eyeshadow sampler forever. And we usually have lipstick or a fragrance or something. We haven't even had lipstick. We've had a couple eye creams, but to have the whole eyeshadows. You know, when you think about
And
that
it's
too,
color.
when that's like, previously, I don't know what they're gonna be now, but to buy 5 or 6 look cards for $2 or whatever, and everybody gets an entire look card in their thing, and you gotta do preferred customer program.
70 cents.
70 cents.
You need to make sure you do it before they run out of the books that have samples.
Oh,
That's why I'm like,
shoot. Did you run out?
Yeah, that does happen, but the good news is you
But-
did it and they're getting the book,
yes.
and then you're gonna just follow
Just
up.
follow up and say, did
Because-
you get that sample on
Right.
page 6?
Yeah, so.
Mhm.
But that was so exciting to me today when my book was in the mail, letting me know that they're starting to hit for our customers, that those were in there, and I wanted to share that with you so that you would all know, follow-up is key. Follow-up is your fortune, or fortune in the follow-up, however they say that, right?
Right.
So,
So a quick text or actually
Yeah.
a dial. This one would probably be even worth the dial.
I think
With
so.
an excited message. And then if they don't answer, then you can send a text, but you can
Yeah.
say, I just tried to call you because I am so excited on page 6. Between 6 and 7 on our new preferred customer book that you're getting it on your new lookbook. I want to say preferred customer. Let's say, on page 6, between 6 and 7 in the lookbook that you should just be receiving any day now, there is the new Chroma Fusion Color for Life look that you have got to just check out. You're gonna love it. It's gonna be beautiful on you. I can't wait to hear what you think. Call me.
Yeah,
That kind of energy, you have that kind of
Yes.
energy, they're like,
yeah,
that part is contagious.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing that, you know, your energy that you bring into the room, your energy that you use on the telephone, your energy that you use when you're talking to people is what attracts people to you. So really, that's one thing that we have to think about,
yes.
and that I really encourage all of us to think about when we're, on the phone, when you're just
It
doing
makes- yeah.
life. It doesn't even matter if you're in just Mary Kay. I think
Yeah.
it's your entire life.
And it makes us irresistible.
Right.
One thing too, that Mary Kay, they posted this here,
Oh, yes,
Wow.
today, yeah.
and I have been sharing that as a message today with some people that I've been wanting to get in front of, and this kind of,
On the Mary,
Yeah.
that's on the Mary Kay's, site on social media, right?
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
Facebook, and today is the
Yeah,
Cool
if you're
Meadows
not,
look.
if you're following My Mary Kay and you're not seeing those, make sure you go to the actual page, even to your Shine page, your Extraordinary page, and
Yes, I
like
think
some of the
that's
likes periodically, so
Some
that will
likes
keep
from-
them in your news feed.
hit me up.
Or make a comment on it, even if you just add a little heart or a smiley face, we would love to see that. Melinda and I get excited when people interact with us. There was a message up there and I didn't catch it. Oh, I was just gonna look, so. Anyway, when that,
I know how to do that.
text me if you're trying to get a hold of me, I'll look at my phone. You know, so then you can, see that, because they're doing different things with the algorithms all the time. And that way, you get to see what you wanna see if you're making an effort to see those pages, so, right,
It'll just come up in your feed
yeah,
if you have that,
right,
so. Exciting.
yeah.
All right,
So-
so should we celebrate a little bit?
I think so, yes. So, who made any outreaches this last week? Outrageous outreaches, did you send out any messages? Stay standing if you have 5 or more. Yeah, okay, right?
100% participation in
Okay, okay, 10 or more? 20, 30.
I'm hoping between 20 and 30 because I've lost track.
Okay, yeah,
Way to go,
yay.
Teresa.
That's awesome.
She is our outreach queen, outreach.
Yes. I'm trying to
Outreach.
think of a,
My goal is to do at least 10 a day retreats.
smart. That will
Somewhere
move you
to become a
forward, yep,
director.
okay.
That's how
Besides
it's,
showing the product and.
no, you know
showing
what it
talent.
is, it's it's in our daily routine.
Yeah,
Success is built in the daily routine, it's what you're willing to do when you don't feel like it.
yeah. The compound effect does not lie. The more you do, and as you do those things, you do those daily things, it's the whole rabbit and the turtle and the hare story, you know? The one who's steady, consistent, plods along, gets there.
And keeps going even when it doesn't look like the results are coming in.
Right, right.
It's, you
Keep
continue
going
on
because
and
you're
believe
planting
in,
seeds.
yeah, you believe and you believe. You gotta
Yes.
believe in yourself, you gotta believe in
Belief is huge.
in the vision, believe in the dream, and go as far as you can see, and then you'll be able to see further. So, way to go.
Yeah. That's awesome.
And everybody gets to set their, what that is too. I think that's the other thing to think about, is setting, what it is, what are your success habits that you're gonna do on a daily basis? What have you decided are the success things that you're gonna do for business or for life or, obviously we're talking about Mary Kay, so let's just talk about business. What are the things that you're gonna do on a daily basis? Is it, and I would recommend the outreaches is like the number one thing. Set yourself a goal. I'm gonna do 5 outreaches a day, 3 days a week, 5 days a week, kind of whatever it is. If you wanna move up, you wanna be doing it 5 days a week. It doesn't have to be an insane, crazy amount of people, it's just that solid, you're consistently that same amount. Being willing to do the and then some, even when you don't feel like it, those success habits.
Yes. Okay, so, contacts. Who did you actually talk to? Have you talked to anybody about Mary Kay this past week? Stand up. All right.
Abby, you've been talking to people, you were telling me.
Well, yeah, I
Okay.
mean, I was talking, but not like company stuff. Ribbon stuff.
But you're building relationships,
Yeah.
so
Oh,
I
yeah,
think
sure.
that
You gotta
Yeah.
talk to them.
You told me all the people at work, like, you're taking in
Yeah.
samples, you're like.
connections that way is actual, when you have, where they're looking in your eyes, whether they say anything or not, I think that that is back and forth, especially when you're face to face. Now, a text, we don't count as an outreach, or excuse me, as a contact if they don't respond. But if they respond, you can count it as an outreach, but not a contact. Or a phone call, if you leave a message, you can count that as an outreach, but not a contact, okay? Because the contact comes from a back and forth communication. So, you did it, see how
Oh, yeah.
cool is that? So, say Santa if you had 5 or more. 7, 8, 9, 10, 15. Let's see if Krista can count. How many did you have?
I had 20.
20, nice. That's exciting. See, and that's the other thing that happens, I think, when you're doing it consistently and the effort's going out there, then your contact, your connection numbers are gonna be higher because it just starts to flow. Momentum, the cog wheel starts rolling pretty soon, you know, you got that momentum, and that's when it gets really exciting. It's the big momentum. And then you have to be like a bulldog, sink your teeth into it and don't let go. Even if things around you kind of get a little all over the place,
Did
who
you talk to
cares,
Melinda?
right? What's that? You know?
I told her I have a goal and I am not gonna let anybody distract me
Yes,
from
no,
it.
we have hardly talked. So that is just the way it works. So, all right. Then, did anybody open their stores this last week and sell any product? Stand up, sold anything? Woo! Okay, please stand if you sold $100 or more. 150, 200, 250, 300. Come on down.
Woo!
Yay, Teresa.
Where's Kyla?
Do you want-
I know.
Choose a
I'll
crown.
reach to the crown.
I know we got the fancy ones here. This one stay on your head. I'll wear my little. So, So, crown you Queen of the Week. So what were your sales, Teresa?
$517.
$17.
$517,
And
awesome.
if I would've went from, my weeks run from Sunday to Saturday,
Okay,
and if I
like a normal
would've,
calendar week.
if I would've went from Saturday to Friday, it would've been 700.
Nice.
So the week before I had over 200, and then this week, 517.
Awesome, yeah. So, yeah, any highlight you wanna share from that? Something that tip or,
I am on a mission to do 30-10 3 months in a row.
right?
And I am going to do this. I am hopefully not, I'm going to succeed it. I'm not wanting to get a special invite unless I really have to get a special invite.
You're not gonna do that, you're gonna.
I
Right,
am going to do it and get on target for my car and become a director and,
yeah, you can't depend on that anyway,
No.
because there may not even
No.
be, so you
Right.
know,
and so I am talking to anybody and everybody and asking them to help me put my portfolio together and check out the new colors. And then once we can sit down and share the product, get them booked for a sharing appointment,
perfect.
and not leaving there unless I have a booking also. I don't care if I don't sell
She
anything,
doesn't, yeah.
I am wanting to see my faces.
Right,
Yeah.
you get the
Yeah.
bookings, so, and there you go,
Yeah.
conviction.
So I am,
Fantastic. So,
I'm not going to let family life distract me.
yeah. So let's look at faces that we saw for this last week, since we didn't have a success night on Tuesday, but if we go from Tuesday to today, stand up if you saw any faces in there. And I know you two did, because we were all together at this glamour clinic. Okay, so, from
Last
Tuesday
night.
the 6th to today, how many faces did you see?
I only saw the girl one.
You saw that had your one that you brought with you? Awesome, which is great when you have a distance you're traveling to have somebody that joins you, that's awesome.
Yes, they were all super, like, they just wanna get on Fremont and Skylar, so they were really thrilled to just come to Lincoln, but then they loved what they tried, so
Yeah.
it was really good.
Great, have that road trip and that time.
Right, definitely.
People are starving for connections and they want to be a part of that.
Yes.
So we gotta be the people that take it out there and offer that as an opportunity so that they can. Teresa,
Did 2 facials.
awesome.
And then, I'm not counting my people that I put satin hands on
Sure.
and did a paraffin hand dip.
Oh, yeah, you had your open house
Yeah.
at work.
Well, yeah, we had a
Or,
craft
yeah,
fair
craft fair.
on that,
Yeah.
so I'm not counting that part, but
But the
There.
connections made, you counted that in
Yes.
that, right?
yes.
Okay, good. Awesome, okay. So, what else is there anything else I need to recognize? We have one more month from Thursday for Star Consultant. So if you're on target for Star Consultant, stand up. Didn't know you were gonna go to a breakfast class tonight. That means if you have any order
Happy.
in,
I was like, I think I am.
you are.
I just don't know anything.
If you have
right
any order in from September 16th
now.
through
Okay.
today, then you're on target.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So, we have one more month to make that happen and,
The
so,
totals would have been in the newsletter that would have been through the end of October,
Yeah.
so.
awesome.
You
Yeah,
don't,
glad
do you
I read your
personally send
newsletter.
that out, or do they automatically do it?
The-
They're like, oh, you're on the roll for the Star Consultant, but it says like Melinda in it.
Mhm.
Oh.
In the newsletter?
It looks like it's one that's like.
And the email, an email
Yeah.
that comes out? No, I have a little, I have a virtual assistant that helps me with that kind of
Okay.
stuff. Yeah, that's one thing that I do.
Yeah.
Well, I still
How
thought
she
it was
multiplies
fun.
her time.
Yeah.
But it comes from me, because I'm the one that says, this is what I want to sell,
Oh, yeah.
to go out to these
That's
people. But I don't personally send it.
Well, I thought it was.
And the newsletter, I'm glad. And the newsletter, I have a gal that does my newsletter for me too, and, Yeah, which is really great, that I do the letter, like I do parts of it
Yeah.
and submit my parts of it, and then she puts it all together, and then she actually even emails it out for me, so that's why it comes a little different, which is great, yeah. One of the things that's really a smart, as a business owner, is that at some point you get to the point where you should hire a little help, that's a good thing, so.
Yeah.
Maybe get a few other things for help.
Right? Yes.
That is coming. So, I know the one big thing that we need to talk about on there and here is mid-year.
Oh, yes.
January Jumpstart is January 4th, is that the right date?
Yes.
So the 3rd is the Friday night?
No.
What's the Saturday? Is January the 5th,
I think the 4th is Friday night. Let me look.
Friday night?
4th is a Friday.
Okay, Friday night, the 4th is gonna be at Ashland, it's gonna be an audacious kind of rally night that night at the Riverview thing. Saturday from 9 to 1 is our January Jumpstart, and it's gonna be, in Ashland at Mahoney State Park, it's $15. For sure, it's gonna be James area people, all the James area directors, so the audacious directors and the other James area directors that are local. We are doing an early registration to find out if we fill it up, because there's only 200 spaces. If we don't fill it up early, then Amy's gonna put it out to all the Midwest
Okay.
directors, it's okay.
Okay.
So we need to reserve your spot, actually, we need to pay for it and hold your spot. It's $15, that includes your park entrance, which is nice, because if you don't have a park sticker, that would be $5 or $7 just in and by itself. Lunch is gonna be on your own, it's not including lunch, but it's 9 to 1, it'll be great training. I don't know, does it say attire? Well, we'll get back to you on that. So I have to have the money to Amy by the 20th, or at least I have to have it accounted for and going to her, because she's gonna open it up on the 21st. So,
Any of your team members or people that need a place to stay, that are traveling in, lodging is available, that Friday night.
they could book
And
a
then
room
there-
and pay
and-
for the
and-
room, that would be more than
Yes.
$15.
Yes.
Let's clarify, it's
Yeah,
not,
lodging reservations
not
can be
free
made.
registration.
So that's on there. Yes, if you need that as an option, it's good to know. It doesn't say yet
Okay,
for dress.
so, get that turned in, I already have Tasha's already on, she's given me her check, so, that isn't that Tuesday, that's next Tuesday, the
The
20th.
20th, yes.
Yeah. So, think about that,
And next, yeah,
look at your calendars, figure out how you can be there, because it's really a good thing to attend, and then get me your check. Or
Right.
prepay it to me, you could do that too,
Mhm.
all right, you wanna do that, so let me know if you're planning to attend. I wanted to say that before we got on here and forgot about it.
Right. The thing that you might have wanted to share with them about the 4th, when you're in your red jacket, the leadership Midwest Directors Meeting will be that morning from 9 to noon on the 4th. We'll have audacious night in the evening, and then, so if you wanted to make it, you know, jam-packed, power-packed,
And Stacy will be at that.
Stacy will be at that, leadership meeting. So,
Any questions? No, it's the next event. So, did you have any things that you wanted to train on? Okay. I'll put that bag together. I was just gonna talk about, there's so many fun things to talk about, like,
know.
and things, this U squared, but I really think what I'm supposed to just talk about real quick, and we're gonna just be to the point and on it, and then maybe make some phone calls tonight or whatever,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But Stacy talked a lot about being at the summit last week. She had the NSDs come in and they did the summit, and Kathy Halou spoke. And Kathy Halou is, National Sales Director is Inner Circle, who is retiring in January. She was the first first director, when she was a sales director, to do 2 million. Just amazing, and she's had, 7 Offspring Nationals this last 5 years. And most of them, actually all of them, have been with her for years. So not someone that's just come on the scene and built their business in 2 years and became a national, which we are seeing some of that. And I think sometimes we can get that up in our head thinking that that's what it has to be. But most of these women that have done it have been with her 20-some years. In fact, the last one, this Bridget Shaw that just debuted now, she met on a cruise 25 years ago when she wasn't supposed to even talk about Mary Kay. Like, she went with her in-laws and they're like, can't even talk about it. And she brought one recruiting packet, and she met this woman on the treadmill, on the ship, and the first day, and then the next day the gal came back and they were talking about what she was gonna do, and she's like, you gotta talk to me. And her sister-in-law got frustrated with her, but she talked to her anyway, and that woman is a new national sales director. So to think about the impact on lives and really what we do, I think what really I come back to and what, you know, where my heart is right now is our dreams really are connected to other people's dreams. And in Mary Kay, we're so blessed that we have this organization and this opportunity that has the culture that we have. You know, Krista talked about that just a minute ago, that women wanna connect. And we don't, I mean, that's always been, but we don't connect the same way today with social media. There's so much of this looking left and looking right. And with, I think on social media, it lends to that because you have the things that are happening, and, you know, we get caught up in some of that. But really, I really do, I thought Stacy was right when she said that. I think women want that connection, just like your gals that rode with you. They wanna get out of town, they wanna get together, they wanna be able to connect. And we have the perfect vehicle to do that with makeup, to play with makeup. But it doesn't even have to be with makeup. It could be over a cup of coffee. It could be, you know, just making those connections. And one of the things that happened to me this week that I haven't really told anybody, but I'm gonna now just put this live. A woman that I met at a restaurant a few months ago and got her number and I was gonna have her come. I knew things weren't really quite right. Well, we've been kind of texting back and forth this last few, well, ever since I met her, and it just hasn't worked to come. And last week, when I texted her, she confided in me and said that she couldn't come for a makeover to be a model because she had a bruise on her face. Must be the battery. She had a bruise on her face from a domestic dispute. And so I texted her back and I said, are you safe? And she said, yeah. Anyway, I said to her, you know, I have resources, I have information on where to send you, like, if you're, you know, need help. She's like, cause she was like, I just need to work, I need to make money so I can get my own place. So I texted her back and said, you know, there's resources, Lincoln has it, we're a great community, we've got a lot of things that are opportunity for you. So she thanked me, and that's kind of where we left it. Well, yesterday morning, I got a text from her in the morning, saying, I need your help. So I didn't check in on her today, but the police were there, and I sent her the information for the, you know, our shelters and different things, and I'm like, they will help you. Like, you don't have to have money today to get out. You need to get out. Are you safe? Anyway, the reason I'm telling you that, I wasn't gonna share all that right now, but is it reminded me that our stories, our lives really are connected, and we really do have something that we can offer. And by being unapologetically bold and meeting people and being out there, we're making those kind of connections. Had I not gotten her phone number and been trying to, like, I could have said, oh, forget it, she's not gonna come 3 times ago. But I just, you know, just been kind of just staying in there, hey, what about this week? Obviously for a different reason than Mary Kay. And who knows, maybe someday it'll come back around and that doesn't even matter. But I think that the thing to remember and that I really want to impress upon tonight is us being out there and connecting and making those connections really does make a difference. We just might not ever see it, but if we're willing to do that, just like Kathy Halou decided 25 years ago to make that connection with that woman on the treadmill and go against everything she said to her family and offer her the packet and sign her up, even though they were ticked. It impacted this woman's life and thousands of others, and I think that that's with us too. Right now, everything is lined up for Mary Kay to really take over and be the #1 cosmetic company worldwide. That's what Nathan Moore's goal is, and that's what we're seeing. And if you can't feel that energy, then we need to check your pulse. Because it has never been, I mean, just the excitement around the Chroma Fusion launch, you know, the new manufacturing facility opening, the fact that, you know, we've always had a great product, but for them to think they're gonna take it to the next level, so that everyone wants our product, like have cutting edge, like no one's ever done this, the scientists that we've got hired on staff that are working on things that our brains, we haven't even thought of that we need.
What I was impressed with that she shared is that even though they build a $150 million facility, we're still a debt-free company,
Yeah.
you know, and that,
They've chosen, and because we're debt-free, we can make those decisions that other companies can't. And we're manufacturing our own products, and that is really a huge thing. A lot of companies do not. They let someone else manufacture their products, and then they put the label on it. They turn that over. I was listening to a podcast today from Rachel Hollis. You guys know I like her, and I was listening to the who's the makeup artist? Have you heard of that product line? She has a makeup line. I was listening to her thing. I don't know, she did Beyonce and people's makeup for years. Now she has her own makeup line on QVC. She's had it for like 14 years. And the reason I tell you that is she was talking about the one thing that she had to do is she has to give up that someone else manufactures her product. So she gives up her baby, and they're not gonna treat it like you are with your dream, right? So she's, you know, with And I kept thinking, in Mary Kay, that's not what we do. In Mary Kay, our company does it themselves. They've chosen to set everything up that way. That is such a cool thing. And in our businesses, each of us individually, it's your dream. You get to decide. You go after it. You get to take that and run with it. And you're right, you don't let anyone stop you, because you're gonna have those naysayers that are gonna say, what do you wanna do that for? And you're gonna have those people that are gonna say, that's a get-rich-quick scheme, or it's a pyramid, or are you still doing that Mary Kay thing? Well, yes, 25 years I am still doing that Mary Kay thing. I've been driving a free car for 24 years. I think that's a pretty good perk. I mean, no, I don't say that to them, but that's kind of what my brain is thinking. Yeah. So, anyway, so I think where I got off on that is that one of the things Kathy Lewis said is to think, someone needs me today. Someone, you know, who needs you today? There's someone that needs you today. I don't know how I wrote this down. Whose life and income can I impact today? Yeah.
I think the one thing that I really enjoy is seeing anybody and just making them feel important at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And so many people do not take time for themselves.
Right? We don't. We get busy and life just spins out of control if you don't allow it, if you don't set that up. So one of the other things in this podcast, all this stuff I listen to, you guys know me by now, I don't know. Okay, so how it started is I was listening to Rachel Hollis, and it was one of her most recent podcasts from Ed Milet. She was interviewed on the Ed Milet show. And I really didn't know who Ed Milet was, but I know Claire Mason has been talking about Ed Milet. So I've been hearing kind of stuff about that. So I listened to that. And the next podcast was The Makeup Artist. That just kind of kept playing because I was doing stuff. And so that's how that one got started. But the Ed Milet one, and listening to him and his stuff, he was talking about we need to take the time, just what you said. But we've got to, and the success habits that I was talking about earlier, you know, your success is defined by your daily routine. And what he said, which is something that Pam Shaw says, like, we have the best leaders in Mary Kay. They say all these things that these other people out there are now saying, even Rachel Hollis. Mary Kay women have known some of these things that she's saying now. She's just got this different audience. We need to continue to do that, but he talked about your day. So, the most successful people, you can tell, they seize the first 30 minutes of their day and the last 30 minutes of their day. Their routine, they're the same every day. They've got it set up where they have their success habits, what they do when they hit the floor in the morning. And I'm not saying they go out and they make 10 contacts. I'm not saying that. It's probably their exercise, their prayer time, their breakfast, those things that are the same every single day. What they do at night before they go to bed, every single day. And when you do that, when you take control of that time, then you're gonna start to have the extra moments. You're gonna be more disciplined with your time. How do we transfer that to all the world? It's continuing to build relationships. Because you can't change it overnight. You can't change everything overnight. That's the other mistake I see a lot of people do, is they try to change everything, like, oh my gosh, I need my house fixed, I need more energy, I need to change my diet, I need new clothes, I need to stop caffeine, I need to stop whatever, all these things, and you try to do that, you can't do that all at once. You gotta pick one and then build on that habit. I have just gone from one topic to the next. There was no continuity. Hopefully y'all have kind of stayed with me on that. But you're exactly right. It's those relationships. And then Kathy said, the strategy of the enemy is to stop you from having a win or distract you so that you will never finish. So true.
That is powerful.
Stop you from having a
Quote
win.
that John Mason, Janine sent me a book, I don't know what it was called, but he had taken a quote from Corey Ten Boom. I think that's how you say her name, I don't know, but it says that same stuff. It says the devil smiles when we make plans and laughs when we get too busy, but trembles when we pray. And that hit me, and that's what she's saying kind of there.
Yep.
It's like,
He's real. That enemy, he's real, and he does not want women to be successful, guaranteed, because he knows we'll change the world. But, so either it's gonna stop you from the win, or distract you so that you never finish. So, exactly what you were talking about. You're finishing. Like, I can see it, I can hear it, I can sense it in everything, all the communication that comes across, I'm like, she is on it, which is exciting. I know you'll do it. No doubt. So Kathy Halou ran a marathon. That was one of the things she wanted to do in her 60s. She ran in her 60s, and she's talking about that process. And one of the things that she said is, "You run the hill." If she saw a sign, "You run the hill. Don't let the hill run you," which I think is with our business and our lives. We run our lives. Don't let our lives run us. And that's some of the biggest things that we learn in Mary Kay is through our success habits. And seriously, if we just did 6 most important things to do list every night before we got done, like before bed, or at the end of our workday, however you want to do that, if you did your 6 most important things to do list for the next day and you started on that right there would be huge. Or a weekly plan sheet, taking your week, taking your calendar on Sundays and looking at the week and thinking, okay, this is where I'm gonna work, this is what I've got. What I clearly need to do is pull it off of my digital and look at the whole week so I can see what I've got, so I can see, like, I've got that on the wrong day. Like, I had an invitation for a luncheon that's actually tomorrow. I had it on there for Monday. If I'd have looked at my calendar, I would have realized that they don't do them on Monday. But I put it in wrong and I didn't realize it. So then something else got in the space tomorrow, because I didn't really know when that was. Anyway. See, we all do that kind of crazy stuff,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I did it today. I showed up to go donate blood and the blood mobile was not there. It's tomorrow.
We'll be there tomorrow. Right. So, I trust that you got something through that whole weaving and blending, and we have a big jobs to do, and we get to impact people's lives because of makeup. When Mary Kay started this business, she didn't start it for sales. It was a service business. This business is all about serving other people. The sales, that's a bonus. Right? Is that how I would look at that? You're serving others, and through that serving others, you're gonna make money. I promise you. It's that energy that you give out that you're gonna attract. Your sales are gonna be your cash for today, that's gonna be your instant success. Your future and your fortune is built in sharing the opportunity and building your team. That's where you get into all of the great other things, cars and trips and $10,000 a month paychecks or 15,000 or 20,000, whatever you want that to be, 40,000 like Gloria Maple Banks or 70,000. I don't even know what she's making.
A lot.
So it's all,
Back to how we started the meeting, or how you said, like, show and share, like, show and tell.
show and tell.
Full circle.
Yeah, you have to establish what it is you want and go after it before the encouragers will come along, yeah.
It's really interesting. For my preferred customer mailing, I had a gal on my list as a preferred customer getting the booklets for years. She asked me to take her off of it. She works at Zoetis. So this last time I did not send it to her. She's doing the craft fair. I'm doing the craft fair. I'm doing my mini massages and my paraffin hand dips, and she goes, oh, I'm gonna get a massage, and I'm also gonna have my hands done. So I swear to the satin hands, I said, go wash your hands and come back, and said, so she tried that product, got the hand cream on, dipped her hands, then I massaged her. Next thing I know, she's buying product.
Yeah.
You know, that she's like, I'm interested in this, I'm interested in that. And I'm like, I'll get you back on my mailing list. But,
Sometimes
I mean, some of them, it's just like, and we, oh gosh, found out that she was a friend with my sister on Facebook. And I was her friend, and I'm like, how do you know my sister? Well, years ago, they used to live together, but I never knew who my sister's roommates were.
Wow,
So it's been,
it's a small world of
Yeah.
connections.
but I mean, it's taken her this long to finally say, I'm interested in the product, but I think at times she has been, you know, like she says, I am just not interested. And I'm like, okay, I don't want to.
Yeah,
So I,
right.
you know, like, didn't send her a book this time, and then she tried the satin hands and has turned it around, and
Sometimes
think at
people just
times-
don't know what they're saying no to.
That's a lot of
it's just
time.
like some of them, they want to not let you get in front of them for fear that they're going to like the product so much. And it's just like,
Financially can be another thing why
Yeah.
there's a wall, like it's easier to just say no.
Nope.
Cause they, you know, yeah, you just never know, but I think you just hold them with the open hand and you just go with it. So, we are going where no other company has ever gone because of the culture and the company that we've built. So I encourage you to jump all in, be all in, unapologetically, I love that word, and go after what it is that you want. Allow yourself to want it, and let's go get it. And everything will align around all the other things that happen in our life when we decide. When you make the decision, and you have the decided heart, the energy's gonna come behind you because God's gonna be working in that vein. But we gotta pull up short, we gotta keep going. Gotta keep pushing through the thing. So, all right. We're gonna shut the recording off. Have a great week. Hopefully you can come join us next week. Thanks for being on.